not that, because I do believe in forgiveness, and I do believe in, people kind of going through their therapy and coming out of it. A lot of these men are in the highest positions out there. So that's the issue. The issue is not that, hey, they go through they do their time, or they get accused, they work it out in therapy. It's that they are in the highest positions,
And they are still
and
being enabled.
they're being enabled, they're being idolized, and you're listening to them. So all this talk, and you're in the comments, and you're so triggered and so hurt by, oh my God, what happened? But yet you're following him still. We should look at how many followers he lost, right? You still want to know what he's doing. You still can't stop, won't stop. You still out there, right? Like following his life, TMZ, the cameras, everything. You're still following all these other men who have been accused. Do your Googles. All you need to know is just put his name and type domestic violence, and type, whatever it is that you need to type to figure out who is out there right now where multiple women have accused them of domestic violence, and ask yourself why you, especially if you're a man and you're calling another man, especially if you're calling Diddy a coward or whatever, why you're supporting these other men who have been accused of this multiple times. Multiple times.
And they're still on platforms that elevate them or enable the behavior, and they still use their power.
They get awards.
They get awards.
They get awards.
They
That's what I'm
use
saying.
their
They're like,
power to still bully,
they get
harass
awards.
women, and it's oftentimes just like,
they get awards
because of who they are. They feel untouchable.
Right. And I think that this sort of obsession with power, right?
Yeah.
Like, some of these guys are really, a lot of them are narcissistic, and we talk about narcissism a lot, but it's really out there, and I'm sure there's a study done as to why so many people who have a certain level of a success are so narcissistic. I'm sure there's some correlation.
They have to be.
Right.
Think about it.
So those are the typical, like, ones that you're looking at. Like, they have to have control.
Yeah.
They have to have control over the situation.
Yeah.
And I think when we talk about Puff and Diddy, from all the years and the things that we've heard, that it's always been about him controlling the situation. Even if you look at some of the business transactions that you might have gone through with him, right? Like little things that I would have never thought, right? Like, wow, this is a really particular artist about what they want for this cover, let's just say. Yeah. But if you go deeper into it, it becomes about controlling the situation. Hold on, this is our magazine.
Yeah.
If we want to feature you on the cover, we should, be able to collaborate. No, but it becomes about what you want.
Yeah.
And that's how a lot of, think about it. If that's your personality, you might be a narcissistic abuser too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, do you have the ability to relinquish control in certain situations?
And if you're not around people who can help you, if you're not acceptive to the help, right? If you're not self-reflecting, apologies don't matter unless you have changed behavior behind them. And I think that's important for people to understand, especially if you are in a situation with someone who has, you in a chokehold of abuse. And they come back and they say, I'm sorry, it's never going to happen again. I read in Cassie's complaint, and this is where I kind of tear-jerked up. She said at one time she had so many bracelets that she felt like literally she was enslaved, right? And I choked up because I'm like, think about how many times I won't do it again. I love you. I'm going to take care of you. Look at your career. Your career is this because of me. And being a young girl coming in this business, I know what it's like to have your idols.
Right.
Want you. Imagine Cassie being a young girl coming into this business so naive. And here is Puff Daddy wanting me And she said no.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Did you read in the beginning
She
of that
said
complaint?
no, but he was so persistent.
She said no in the beginning, according to her.
But just imagine, nobody says no to
Yeah.
him. She said no, he's
Right.
persistent, he's persistent. Because I saw a lot of people say, well, she did what she had to do to get her career elevated. But put yourself in the mindset of a 19, 20-year-old naive child coming in this business whose dream is to become a superstar. And the guy who is in charge and responsible for that likes me?
Yeah.
Me? Little old me? Then you get involved with this man. Then you start to see the depth of who this man is. Then you realize, holy shit, what did I get myself into? Now I can't get out of it because he controls so much
of it.
So if I want to be my dream is to be on a cover of whatever Vibe or, you know, whatever magazine as a model or this or that. He makes one call to have me there or makes one phone call to have me removed. So when I'm trying to get out, I really can't. And see, these are the things that people don't think through when they say, hey, but this is what she had to do to get on. She probably, I guarantee you, didn't realize the depth of who she was dealing with. And when she was in so deep, how do you pull out of that?
You know what I'm curious about, though? This is what I'm curious about. And again, remember, I never met her before. This video came out very recently, right? But it's been at least a couple of days, 3 or 4 days since this video came out. Where are the other women saying anything in her defense, right? I'm talking about women in the industry, other singers, performers with millions of followers that have the ability really to put support out there that's going to sway the public's, you know, opinion or support of this situation. Why aren't women speaking up for her? I'm very curious. Now, I know it's a competitive industry. I don't know if there's other things going on behind the scenes. This one don't like that one. But no one, right? Am I correct in saying that no woman?
I saw a few, but there are some key ones.
I'm talking about like, let's give them like over 5 million followers.
I think me and you are on the same page of who we think should be speaking out, and
it's a few women.
I think me and you know who
that should be saying something.
That has been in the trenches, a bad boy that should be.
It's not just bad boy though.
But
to me, I'm like, yeah, but I hear you on that one because that's what people are looking for, right? But I'm talking about women, because I don't know the intricacies of what internally may have happened between these artists. I don't know that. But
somebody says, I know where you're going, TT. Give an example. It's difficult for me to say their names because I am really cool with a lot of them.
Yeah, me too. I got relationships. See, I'm not.
But I am looking for them to step out. Because he signed a lot of women, and a lot of women have been a part of Bad Boy, from the icons, the Queen of Souls, like Mary J. Blige's, like, you know, the Little Kims of the world, like the Faith Evans of the world, like.
But you know what? But here's the thing about that. Those women are almost too close to it, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, these women are so close to it.
But wouldn't you think that they would come out and be in support after seeing that video?
But this is what I'm saying. I don't know what their position is, but I'm speaking on a larger scale of any woman in entertainment, right? Like, not on Bad Boy. Like, where are these women to just say, this is horrible, women shouldn't be treated like that, to step up in a way? The people who are stepping up are people that hate Puff already.
Yeah.
Shine. I mean, okay, sorry, Shine. I don't know if you hate him. But I'm saying, obviously, we know the story between him and Shine and what they went through. So he's got reason to distance himself. Like,
and by the way, speaking of Shine, you know, he spent a lot of time in prison.
Right. But this is what I'm saying. If I was Shine, my statement would have been ready 10 years ago. But then when this motherfucker mess up, I'm putting this shit out. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand why politically it's the right move for him, but also there's some personal motivation to say, We do not condone violence against women, and this, I don't stand with him. Right, got it. 50, hates Diddy. They got their shit been going on forever. He's the first one to come out and say something. Like people who don't fuck with Puff are quick. Those are the people that we're seeing speak out against him or in favor of, like, as if they really care about women. Hey.
Who do you want to see speak out?
I want to see some heavy hitters speak up. Like Beyonce. Where's she at, right? Jay-Z, right? I want to see these people that have power and influence over, they can change the world. Like Beyonce can change the world. Yeah. Like, let's be very clear. Beyonce can change the world. Yeah. She did, listen, $1,500 I spent on, that's changing my world. I'll never spend $1,500 on some fucking concert tickets. So you want to see spent $1,500. I want my $1,500 worth. I want her to come out and say something, right? Because I want her as a woman, as such a powerful woman, right? And I don't want to single her. I'll be like, but she's the biggest one, right?
From Black culture.
Yes, but from all culture. Mm-hmm. Who bigger than Beyonce? I don't look at Taylor Swift as bigger, not in my world. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's Beyonce. So it's like a Beyonce to come
making
out.
A statement
to say something general, something like Megan Thee Stallion, Nicki Minaj, like these women who have like all of this influence and all of this power, and they have
what
this
about
audience.
J-Lo?
J-Lo,
yeah, who was with him for many years.
It's like everybody's quiet.
J-Lo was in a relationship with him, using her voice to say, like, "Hey, Cassie,
quiet. I want to know why they're quiet.
That video,
why they so quiet?
And I am so sorry
right.
you had to go through that."
No one's saying that, and that's telling. I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, did I miss a note? Like, did something happen behind the scenes that I don't know about? Did Cassie take somebody's record? I don't know. But no women are saying anything. I mean, yes, there are people like us, right? Women in the media, women in entertainment, but
as our voices cutting through.
Yeah, our voices.
Their voices.
I only got a certain amount of people that's going to listen to me. The rest of them is going to be like, who the fuck is that talking? You know what I'm saying? But if one of these women say something about this topic even.
Because
it's not just him.
But you know what I think
not just him.
Is? I think that they, too, are afraid of what could possibly happen to them behind the scenes. And it goes back to my point that this industry is not kind to women.
Right.
And so if a J-Lo speaks out, what would that ramification looks like for her?
In my world, nobody can mess up Beyonce, what she got going on. Ain't no man in no office that can stop her. She's more powerful than her husband to me. Yeah. So I'm looking at it like, this woman or someone on that level, right? And I don't, sometimes I feel like, damn, but that's a lot of pressure for someone like that. But that's what is when you have that responsibility.
You're supposed to stand up for women.
Yes, that's like you are.
Who's standing up for us?
No, like right. Who's standing up for women? Not that I want to look at Beyonce like Beyonce. I want to follow you, but I'm just saying,
who's standing up for women?
She's a great example, culture. Right? Like she's somebody. I'm gonna use her as an example because she's someone who has got she's carved her path. She's super talented. She's that's a different level.
But I think that brings us to a bigger discussion. Who the fuck is standing up for women in our culture to say, stop it?
And maybe it's not just women. Because the thing about men is I feel like with us as women, we understand what we go through, right? Sometimes I think these men don't really get it. They're like, they're not...
You don't think they get that there's a dynamic in this industry where women
they really had to see the video. They really had to see the video. Everybody speaks from a place of their own trauma. I was obviously triggered. I've had domestic violence incidents and, I don't talk about them. I don't feel like it's really necessary. Like there's a lot of things that, I'm dealing with internally still with that. Yeah. So to talk about it, I'm like, I ain't ready for that, right? So it's very hard for a woman. That's what another thing. It's very hard for a woman to come forward and talk about that type of trauma, which is why when Cassie did it and people were saying, oh, why she takes so long? It's like, shit, because you got to get through that shit before you actually can go out there and face the music on it. So I feel like with, just women who have gone through things, you see so many women in the comments say, I've been through this, I've been through that. Like, I'm like, well, damn, everybody getting abused. If I look at these comments, it look like 90% of women out here been smacked up, hit up, and do whatever. So men are in this thing of like, oh, so horrible. But there's a lot of situations out there. And I think there's a lot of men who are afraid of talking about it because they may be guilty of some shit too. You know? So they don't really want to speak on it because they like, I smacked the bitch around a couple times myself.
Yeah.
Right?